chase and slasher scenes, fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean. Knight Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring 'em. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes, it takes pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in the pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights, we ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high-score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school.
Today's episode is brought to you by PTZ Optics. Disability Upgrade. New Wave Toys and their Replicate Amusements products. GG Retrobox. Get 3 to 5 games from your favorite series, consoles, and game genres delivered to your doorstep every month with GG Retrobox, the ultimate retro gaming subscription box for video game enthusiasts. Use code GRS15 at checkout to get 15% off your first box. And
Boom shakalaka! Hey everybody, it's Tim Kitzer here, the voice of some of your favorite video games like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. And I'm here to talk to you about Old School Gamer Magazine. It's the magazine for retro gaming, and it's exploding. Kaboom! Print issues come out every other month, and if you want to go green, digital options are available. Visit oldschoolgamer.com and subscribe now. That's oldschoolgamer.com. Boom shakalaka! Kaboom!
All right, I think we're live. I think we're working. I don't really know. But let the chat let me know if everything's working here, because I really don't friggin' know. Put it back over here. Hopefully it's working. Michael B, say something.
What's happening, Glenn?
I think it's good. And how about you, Mr. Glenn?
Hello, hello. Happy Friday.
I'm seeing double 4 Glens.
There's a lot, yeah, that's me.
You can never have enough Glens.
No, and you can't have enough blues. Who's going to take my finger off for being good? There we go.
Hey,
Jason,
Mr. Blue.
He's been sitting very patiently.
Mike and I are wearing blue tonight in honor of blue.
We're all wearing blue. Mine's a darker blue, but it's all blue. Except my colors on my my program is red because it got fucked, I think, from Aries. I'm hearing bad things about Aries. We'll get into that a little bit later. But I do want to thank Michael B, the Game Genie, and Glenn Baisley for joining. And let's go through the chat real quick. Make sure we welcome everyone because once again, it is Friday. We all thank goodness and God for Friday. Extra special for me. I'm now officially on vacation until the 20th, and I'll be leaving Sunday. Cole and I are leaving Sunday to go to Orlando to meet some friends down there and go to Universal Studios. No Disney, no woke Disney stuff this year. I'm done. Not going anywhere near the House of the Mouse. And it's sad because I do have that new Tron light cycle ride I would have liked to have done. But they stank up all the Star Wars stuff so bad, I'm not going anywhere near it. So anyway, let's go back real quick here. We have the Be Me here. Welcome, Sir Sega, JJ, the Cornicade. He's back. I am, but is he staying? I don't know. I'm trying. I'm hoping that this week's vacation will reset my brain a little bit. JLS Gaming, and I will be meeting JLS Gaming in the flesh on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. So I would really thank JLS for all the support to the channel and what he did for me on my trip. I'll be seeing you guys on Wednesday. No food necessary. Just have Coca-Cola or margarita mix. I'm good. Thanks. Jason S is here. Mad Astro Gaming. John Fritz. Tim York. He's always here. Oh, and he did. He got his 3D printers. It's broken. What? Went through the internal tests and installed it. Oh no. Oh, dude, I am so sorry. Well, hit me up after the show. I feel really bad. My printer's working great. I printed a nice Space 99 stun gun. It came out fantastic. Printed some female parts. They're all coming out fantastic. Mike, I'm going to send you up to Canada. A couple of those parts. I know you need them. We'll get them up there. Let's see. We have Sean Longhorn here. Of course, Jason, the resident AI. Welcome to the weekend. And again, how Jason gets to all these different channels, does all this stuff. The guy has to literally be an AI. He cannot be a physical person. Hey, have you ever met him, Michael?
No, but I will tell you a secret. He did send me a picture of himself the other day, so now I
AI
do know what he
generated.
looks like.
It's AI
No,
generated. It's still not
it was a
real.
real one.
All right, if
It
you
was a
say
real
so.
one.
If you say so.
I hope it wasn't a dick pic.
No.
Just making sure.
Ron Walker's here today. Vet 1981. Great year. Right before Tron, actually. 82 that came out. We have J Rod here. Bobby 1. ALU. He's wondering if he can use the he was asking if he can use the GRS trackball in the ALU. I don't think so. It did work originally. In the version 1 of the ALU, my stuff did work. They changed the firmware because they changed the encoders, and we never got it working since. I tried to working with, in all honesty, with oh my God, brain fart. The CEO at Games.
PK.
It is PK. Worked with him and his team. It just never worked out, unfortunately. Sadly enough, who else we got here? Rich here. I'm not going to bother the last name. I'm sorry, man. I'm horrible with names. Ron Walker's here. Meatball Saucy is here as well. Bust out your decks, even if it's Nash. Kick it, flip it, old school. 720 style. Absolutely. Torque is here. Steve Sale is here. Who else we got? Video Game Vegas. Good evening, all. Good evening, all. Although I think he disappointed me. I think he said he didn't like the original Tron or something like that. I was like, what?
Who doesn't like the original
I
Tron?
thought-
That's the only one to like.
Well,
Yeah.
the Legacy wasn't bad. The soundtrack in Legacy is phenomenal. I mean, they really got a good soundtrack in there. And of course, the bodysuits and the women, top notch. So I like that one for those very reasons. Who else we got here? John Fritz, I think I got before. Green Sammy 87. Hey gang. Jim the Pacers fan. Hey everyone, happy Friday. Hobby Hands. Of course you can't have Friday with Hobby Hands getting his hands involved. Feeling good enough to join this week? No, but I figured I'm not gonna be doing a show next Friday. I'm gonna be in Orlando, Florida. So I think I might as well get a show in today, get a good 10-day break, and then another week. So it should be hopefully good. Michael's gonna put some pants on. I think he's got pants on. I hope he's got pants on. He's standing up there. JJ is here. I think we're getting everyone here. PB and J, of course. Long work week. No shit. But we are here. Goofy Foot. One of the originals. Mr. Goofy Foot is here. I appreciate you here, my friend. Hollywood Polo. Glenn's Retro Show. Doing karaoke tonight. I did it once, and I was pretty drunk. I don't think it would have mattered, but I was pretty bad. I was trying to sing I Want to Know What Love Is. I Want You to Show Me, and it was pretty sad, man. It was bad. It was bad. Even drunk, I could tell you, I was not very good singing that song. We have Upkus here, all good, not with my singing though. Of course, James hates everything. Hey. Glad to see you here, James. And again, James hates everything. Great channel. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. A lot of people here have channels. Make sure you give him some subs. Give him a thumbs up. And now they have this new thing. What's it called, Michael? It's like this. You click on it. They're like
or something.
hype it up.
Yeah.
Hype up. James hates everything for sure.
He's okay.
He's okay. He's better than nostalgia. I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody is.
Stock Jock, hey buddy, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. And I think, guys, we are pretty much caught up here. We still have people popping in, but oh, we have Retro Randy. It's the Mr. Blue Show. Hell yeah, it is. Now, just for that, we're gonna plump him up a little. He was down. He was down like a quarter of a pound. So let's fix that real quick.
He's so
Okay, we are now caught up. So,
patiently waiting.
oh, Mike Hawkart, you got him right under the radar, buddy. Boom. What? He's been vomiting. What do you say? Oh, he must have saw Tron Ares. He's been vomiting all day. P-Dubs is here. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about P-Dubs because P-Dubs got the basic fun WrestleMania. You know, Mike and B were talking about it a little bit. Now, let's put this in perspective. I was just telling the guys right before the show, basic fun started with these little suckers literally 9 years ago. And if I pull this up right here, I can prove it. Oh, I don't want to pull that one up. Put that one up. My video on this Arcade Classics 01 and Space Invaders was 9 years ago. And the game itself, I took it as for what it was back in the day, which was a very cheap, you kind of walk by the window and you see that thing and go, oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. And of course, I have all of them, 2 or 3 of some of them. But the real reason I bought it was I was the first person to do one of these. I converted it to a Raspberry Pi, and this is running a real version of Pac-Man on this. So that's kind of how like my show was back in the day. Even like my buddy Metal Pixel, RetroPie, and those kind of our channels kind of started. But come 9 years later, Basic Fun is taken over for Arcade 1-Up. Michael B, I think you'll agree they are Arcade 1-Up, maybe 1.675, not quite 2.0.
Yeah, not quite 2.0, unfortunately. You know, a lot of us had pretty high hopes that we didn't expect anything. If you go back to watch my original video that I made announcing they were coming out with this, Glenn, I kind of said don't expect quality, and I talked about what the original Basic Fun cabs were like, and you gave me a shit time. You were like, "Oh, they weren't that bad," you know. They
Hey,
were
it's
good
got
for
great
what they were.
plastic. Look, I'm serious.
It's got great
It's got great
plastic.
plastic.
But like, you know, that was the question going into it. I mean, this is not a company that was known for making high-end quality products. And we were
Basic
pretty clear about this.
fun.
You know,
Basic.
best case scenario, if you like Arcade 1-Up, you're probably going to like these. But it turns out that it's wild. They're not even as good as Arcade 1-Up. That's the wild thing. Specifically, when we talk about P-Dubs issues, there's some mistakes that are rookie mistakes from year one of Arcade 1-Up that people who work at Basic Fun from ThinkUp that now work for Basic Fun should have known. Like, it's crazy. My mic is apparently pretty low, Glenn. I don't know if there's some way I
Oh,
can
that was
turn
on
that up on
purpose.
my end.
That was on purpose because I didn't want you talking over me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's
There you go.
understandable.
Try that now. See if that's better.
How about now, guys?
I think he's
Good?
I think you're good. I gained you up.
It's so funny. I'm seeing Michael. I'm not familiar with his name. Yoon there, who says a lot
Michael
of
Youn.
criticisms towards. I'm not familiar with him. A lot of criticisms towards Basic Fun, which I agree with, but attached with affiliate link by a lot of guys. I think he's talking about Cool Toy. I know Cool Toy, who's done with this company and done with Home Arcade. He posted an affiliate link. I didn't see a lot of people complaining about that though.
Well, you know, and of course, me having 500 Facebook groups, I actually run the oldest Basic Fun group on Facebook. And I was affiliated with them back in the day, and somehow I dropped off the map. I'm kind of glad I did because I'm not a fan of what they're making right now. Now, I do understand that there is a market for 3/4 scale, right? Because Arcade 1-Up has been out for a lot of years. I mean, 2018, we're talking like, what, 7 years now of people having 3/4 scale machines. And since Arcade 1-Up has really screwed the pooch, and it's kind of, I think, a dead brand, which is, I don't want to say personally a shame because I'm kind of glad it is, but for the community wise, and a lot of people did like them, and they have collections of them. So the Basic Fun coming in at that same scale would have been good, but it looks like they took the same motto of highest price, lowest quality, unchecked firmware, glitchy hardware, missing characters. The missing characters I kind of get because that's licensing, but to have glitchy firmware, the same crappy controls. Basically, they went from Arcade 1-Ups just changed the name to Basic Fun Ups, and it's the same thing. I mean, P-Dubs actually has it, so I haven't seen it myself. But Michael, you've talked to P-Dubs, I think, enough. Is that what we're really seeing here? Is basically a Arcade One Up clone with a different name on it?
Oh, it was always going to be an Arcade One-Up clone. We were pretty clear about that, right? We knew that a long time ago when Irate Gamer made his video. He was like, these look exactly like Arcade One-Ups. And when we first looked at them, we noticed like same volume buttons, everything. To a point for a while there, I actually thought it was a conspiracy. And I was like, did Arcade One-Up have trouble getting into retailers? So they started working through another company. They're actually partnering with Basic Fun to release these, but no, it's a separate company. You can question whether or not that's a good idea, bad idea, but like the way I look at it from a business perspective, it's smart because you've got people out there with basements with 30 Arcade One-Ups in them. So you don't want something that's going to go in there and look completely different. Something that's going to look pretty similar is going to appeal to those people. So they'll just add to their collections instead of, go in a different direction.
Now, Mike, I want to ask you a question here. Do you think that the Arcade One Up name itself has been so tainted? That's why they shifted over to like Basic Fun, hoping people hear Arcade One Up now and they think it's garbage or they've had a bad experience with it. So
No.
they're doing a bait and switch with names.
No, 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 no. Unfortunately, that's been proven. That's been proven wrong. I thought it was a really cool theory. Arcade One Up's in a bad place. We all know that, and a lot of that, you can blame on different things. Like they did a lot of shitty things to people in the community. I know, like people like yourself, other content creators are done with them because of like your own dealings behind the scenes. Glenn, you personally have more reason than anybody to fucking hate that company. And sorry
Karma
for
comes
swearing.
back. Karma comes back to bite people.
But you know what? You know what the wild thing is? You know what actually killed Arcade One Up? It wasn't the quality of the products. It wasn't anything like that. It was they had a bunch of success with retailers, and retailers asked them for a ton of products back in 2022, I think it was, and they released like 40 products, and they had a great year. And then when they went back the next year and they said, all right, we've got another 30 products lined up, the retailers were like, we're actually pretty good. We got a bunch of stuff in inventory. So then for the last like 3 years, that's what they've been dealing with. They haven't been able to sell anything to the retailers. So in all essences, I think Arcade One Up was, just done. Like, because of the early success they had and because they didn't plan right with the changing landscape, right? So
Well, the other thing
sucks,
too is
but
remember
is what it
back in
is.
the early @Games/Arcade One Up wars. Remember those days? We've had people
Yeah.
jumping ship from @Games going to Arcade One Up, and they go back to @Games, and now we have people from Arcade One Up jumping ship to go over to Basic Fun.
That's true. That's true. That's true. The employees and stuff like that. It's the
like
think up
one
stuff was
big orgy of company employees just getting in there and mixing the
well,
match.
you're gonna hire people with experience, especially since they 100% were trying to do the exact same thing that Arcade One Up was doing. So they're gonna go get think up guys to help them with build it. Cyrus, I don't know the story with Cyrus, but they bring him in to try to help with something. I don't know.
I mean, the only thing really to credit for Basic Fun is that at least they're not doing those abysmal slim cabinets that Arcade One Up's putting out.
Yes, see
That's a plus.
that you got to understand. That's one of the reasons we were excited. Arcade One Up was obviously in a dead stop. They weren't really doing anything, and everything they were doing was really disappointing. Like a lot of people don't like Arcade One Up because they don't like the quality. They would rather have like a multi-cade with great controls, and that's fine. But it's the Raspberry Pi and Nintendo Classic conversation all over again. Like you can have a Raspberry Pi that plays everything, or you can buy a Nintendo Classic that gives you that nostalgia thing. And that's why people buy Arcade One Ups. And I always feel like these companies forget that. Like they're just like, well, we just got to get it out the door. And I'm like, no, no, no. People are buying the packaging. They're buying the nostalgia. So if you don't do a good job on that, why would I pay $500 for your game? So one of the biggest things with Arcade One Up that was really frustrating is how far they've moved away from even trying to make their cabs look like arcade cabinets, right? For me personally, that was my last straw. Like once they started making those slim cades, I was like, I'll never buy another one of these again. Now I ended up buying the claw machine because that's rad, but arcade wise, they haven't come out with anything new. And even if they did, I'm not interested in buying something that's 15 inches wide or deep.
Well,
Deep.
well, here's a question
That's
too.
what she said. Maybe, I don't know. She might want something 15 inches wide. Let's stay on
Well, here's a
topic here,
question.
Michael.
Now you talk about quality arcade one up because I know you have young kids. So the claw
Yeah.
machine, how long have you had it now, and how has it been holding up with your kids?
Great. No issues so far. Like, I know Cool Toy put out his video and we all jumped on it and we were like, oh, this thing, what was it? The retention for the actual claw could only hold like so much weight. And we were like, oh, this thing's going to break and stuff like that. It's no issue. Even like my daughter made some mistakes and put like in the balls, she put like a pile of stuff that was too heavy. The claw just couldn't pick up the balls. It didn't like pick it up and try to strain or break or anything like that. So no issues that way. And you know, it's fine. It's not for an adult. Like, would I have bought the claw machine for myself? Not in a million years. But like for kids, like it's rad, man. Like kids love going to those stupid new arcades and playing these claw machines all the time. Like it plays like loud music. It's bright.
Yeah.
It's flashy. Like
Well,
it's
it's like
great that way.
the last time I was at Dave and Buster's, it's like that's all it is now is these types
Yeah.
of games. There's no classic arcade, even modern arcades. There's barely any arcade games. It's all these ticket machines. It's like, oh my god.
Now, Michael, again, I saw P-Dub's post on this, and I guess on the board they removed like the micro SD card
Yeah.
connector. But I did see a post from Team Encoder saying that, yeah, you know, that's not really going to stop us. Do you think that Basic Fun was trying to basically block issues that they saw when Arcade One Up was having their machines, you know, hacked and fixes put in place? Do you think that's what they were aiming for? Did they really think it was going to help it either?
Maybe they came up with some licensing deal. I don't really know, but if they learned anything, like these companies always say, you know, we listen to the community, we're paying attention and stuff like that, which is bullshit, right? Like these companies are trying to make profit and stuff like that. You know, there was a time when I got really down on Arcade One Up as a brand. It was around the time that like, you know, the weekly retro party were involved with John D and they were doing their show and stuff like that. I was just like, this company is just horrible right now. So I got really disenfranchised with it. And then, you know, they reached out and they said, you know, we're really interested in doing things for the community. And I was like, oh, this is great. Like a total idiot, and believed them. And then, you know, after like 2 or 3 months, you realize they don't care.
They don't. Their companies, most companies care about the bottom dollar, right? They got to how cheaply can we sell something passable and how much money make for profit. Now, a lot of times with stuff like, you know, you think with even like these, you know, they think they'd do it a couple of years, see what we can get out of it and move on. And they did, but they actually lasted quite a few times. I think they went up to 26 and now they have a mini WrestleFest. So I have to go and find that one to add to the damn collection because I have to have it. I think that's what happened here as well when Arcade One first came out. Again, people forget it was a young child's toy. It was people like us who elevated it to the adult status. Was that Mike?
You're not wrong. Like
hell
if you
no,
look
I know
at
I'm
that
not
first
wrong.
commercial, if you look at that first commercial, like it ties in the fact of being a young child's toy, but it also plays on the nostalgia of you sharing your youth with your children, right? That very first
Well,
commercial is
that's
the
how they want.
dad
Well,
back in the arcade.
that's what they needed us to go get the hook in us to bring home to. Oh, my kids
Yeah.
will love this game from 1979 that's black and white and a bunch of lines. They're gonna not play Mario. They're gonna play this. But that was the thought behind it. And that's why they won the Best at Show in the Toy Fair of 2018 because it was a toy. We moved it up, and then Arcade One said, "Listen, they're buying it as it is. We don't need to improve anything." And that was their thought. But we can start charging more money because these are the dads, these are the adults buying this stuff. And
Yeah.
I think that again because people did buy them at $2.99, which was fine. Then it became $3, $4. Now it could be like $500 to $700 for these. Basic Fun's like hell. We want a piece of that action. They got the licenses, and they're going to continue that trend. And I said this a million times. I'll say it with the movies. I'll say it with any product, especially like I'm going to say the Nintendo word again. I know it's totally off topic, but the Nintendo thing. If the people like my son goes, I don't care. I just want to play the game. But you don't care how you're treated by the company, and you just throw the money at them. They have no reason to change. They have no reason to put in better controllers. They have no reason to make sure the firmware works. They have no reason to make sure that it doesn't glitch out. They don't care. They're going to ship it out as quick as they can and go to you guys until you stop buying it. That's when they go, holy shit, maybe we should listen for a minute. Otherwise, they have no reason to.
Well, it's that double-edged sword. Sorry, Glenn, I cut you off there.
Okay.
You can 100% take that opinion that this isn't 100% what I want, so I'm not going to buy it. But then what if they don't come out with anything else? And you're like, well, I was hoping they'd come out with more, better, but now fuck.
Well,
yeah, I was going to say,
okay, Glenn.
I was going to say though, you talk about, right. You got to stand up. You got to speak up, or these companies are going to walk all over, over the customers. Take the point example this past week. There was such a backlash with Microsoft over the Game Pass increases that they walked it back and said, "Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute."
They would have learned though. It's not the first time
you
Xbox put their foot in their mouth. It's not the first
if you already
time
have
they
your
did it.
subscription, we're not going to raise it. It's only going to be for new customers now. So, but at least it was something. I was surprised they even did that, because if it were Nintendo,
So, Glenn,
Nintendo
why
would be
did it
just
happen,
like, "Fuck
Glenn?
you."
Why did it happen?
Because there was so much backlash, and even
That's
including
exactly
GameStop.
right.
The retailers even said, "No, we're not buying
Now,
into this,"
what
which
is
that
a
shocks
bigger
me.
company? Basic Fun, Arcade want to put together, or Microsoft? Who's the bigger company?
But when you say Basic Fun and Arcade want to put together, let's be clear. They are very separate companies.
No,
They
they're
are not
separate
the same
companies. I'm talking if you take all of what Arcade One Up is, all the money that they made, R&D, everything, and take Basic Fun, and hell, throw it at games in there. Even throw New Wave Toys and myself in there. How do we compare to Microsoft? We are this to Microsoft.
You're their toilet paper budget.
Right.
You're their toilet paper budget.
But they listen to where the money goes. And when they got the backlash, I mean, PlayStation is the same thing. This is not the first time. They did things and the community went in uproar and they backtracked. Microsoft did it with a few times, with a few screw-ups they did with the Xbox line. They listen when the mighty dollar gets in there. And I say it with Nintendo, I say it with Basic Fun. If you're going to release a product at this price point, at least make sure the damn game works.
Yeah, but I'm going to say something else to you, which you're 100% right. But at the same time, who's Arcade One Up and Basic Fun's customer at the end of the day? Who are they selling to?
Well, they're selling it to a smaller audience first, but definitely a smaller audience.
No. Who are they actually selling to? Who are they directly selling their product to?
Selling it more to our generation than anything else.
No. That's where everybody makes the mistake. These companies are selling their products to retailers. They're trying to interest retailers.
Oh yeah, but
it's
if you don't buy from but if you don't go into the Walmart's retailers and buy it, it's the same thing. They stick on the shelf.
Right.
It's still the end user, even buying it as is, or saying, you know what, I know you can do better. Give me a better product, and then I'll buy it. And that's where these companies are getting off. And again, I feel like that's our fault, because we're the ones who do wait online to get it. I mean, I used to remember with these things, with these suckers, when I heard they're coming, I'd be hitting 5 or 6 Walmarts and Targets until I found it. But this was only $19. This was not
Glenn,
$600.
Before 9 years ago, when people like you started covering like home arcade products on YouTube, nobody was buying any of this stuff. So aren't you the fault? Didn't you create all this problem?
I did. But back then, that's when Arcade One Up was $2.99, and the Basic Fun handhelds were $20. $20.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, it could be a lot of money. To me, $20 is literally a cheeseburger, fries, and a drink at a restaurant these days. It's not a lot of money. So for me to walk into a Walmart and buy one for a bag, one in the box, one out of the box, one to play, and one to convert into a pie, to me, was not a big deal. A $2.99 Asteroids, a $2.99 Centipede that you knew you had to get your own light-up marquee, you knew you had to do things to it. That was fine. But now we're talking that same $2.99, which was still making. Remember, they were still making a profit at $2.99. They were making a profit.
Oh yeah.
And would they put a light up, an LED bar, 50 cents in there maybe, and a couple other things? Now it went to $5.99. So they're
$4.99. You're jumping up a lot more, but like
I don't like the company. I'm gonna do that. Sure.
So it went. it was $2.99 without the riser, and then they went to light up marquees and risers for $3.99, and then the big year of the pandemic where they had that 40 cabs that came out. That's the year they shot up to like, we expected it to go up to $4.99, and then cabs were coming out for like $5.99, $6.99, and everybody
Well,
was like,
I will
"Whoa, what the
say
hell happened?"
during COVID, being someone who has my own
Yeah,
products, I completely see that. You had to basically had the mob with shipping companies. You had to buy them
yeah.
off a lot of money.
Oh,
All the products
yeah.
went up. So that I
I
got.
heard about it from Mac Games and other people too. Like where there was problems getting shipment over for China, like basically the big toy companies used their power and buying ability to make sure their products got in before everybody else, and it just spiked the prices for everybody.
It did. But the thing is, COVID is now gone quite a long time. I will say that shipping, like any of these companies, they don't really have an incentive to go down in price, so they kind of kept everything where it was. The only downside is you don't have to maybe grease the guy to get a small shipment on someone else's container box. Remember, the containers were
Yeah.
falling off the containers were all in the States. They had no containers in China, but they again no reason to lower their money. But with still that being said, technology gets better. The all winter chips get cheaper. The memory still gets cheaper. These companies could still put in and come out with a better product. It doesn't cost too much to go from a crappy joystick to a less crappy joystick. It really isn't.
I know exactly where you're coming from on the joysticks, but that's a complaint P-Dubs makes all the time. It's a big issue for you. Most people don't care. Most people just care if it works. Like they're not picking apart the
But
quality
to
of the
me, in this
joystick.
community, Michael, when someone says that, that's like someone sees a kid being not fed for a week. And someone goes, well, it's not the big deal. I don't care. That's the problem. As the
That's
community,
not the
we
same
need to
fucking
care.
thing, Glenn.
It's totally the
That's not the
same
same
thing.
fucking.
You're
You're putting
feeding
you're putting
nostalgia.
your
You're feeding a
preference.
kid. You're feeding nostalgia. You're feeding a kid. You're
Yeah,
feeding the
but
dog.
the quality of the buttons is not nostalgia. The quality of the buttons, that's important. I agree with you. I mean, especially when there were options out there that would have worked. I've said it a million times. You look at the buttons and sticks in the At Games Legends Ultimate. That's great. There's no way they cost that much more than what
Right.
Arcade One Up uses.
Right.
So they could have went to something a lot better.
Right.
I have no idea why they wouldn't. But at the end of the day, most people you get a guy like Rob Kelsel, really likes Arcade One Up. He doesn't give a shit about the sticks and buttons. They work. He doesn't care.
But again, that comes down to what I'm going to say the DNA, and Glenn, you may agree with me on this, the DNA of the company. That's the DNA of the company. Either you want to put out a good product or you don't. You want to just make money with a bad product, you don't. Now, I don't want to keep harping on all this stuff, but I do think that, again, it's up to us. Did I start this 9 years ago? No. There's a lot more people out there doing it than me. And I'm, as you know, a
Yeah.
cheap mother effer. So when it's cheap, I'm in. When it gets to a certain price
Yeah.
point, I'm out. Now, I will end my point with Star Wars when that came out. And as much as they F me over on Tron, it still was a fantastic cabinet. So
Yeah.
we saw they could do it. Star Wars was a great cabinet. I think the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a decent cabinet. So they've made. I never tried the driving one. People seem to like the driving one. So they've made good stuff, which means it can be done. And they didn't charge you $2,000 for it. I mean, it was a little expensive, but again, it comes down to what the company do. They want to do it or not. Do you agree, Michael B. and Glenn, or no?
I've never understood why Arcade One Up didn't increase the quality of the buttons with the amount of complaining people did. And honestly, there's no way it was that expensive or that much of a margin difference to jump from what they had in there compared to what At Games had. There's no way. Like we're talking about a difference of like two levels of Samwa clones. That's the only difference. So I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And then when they did do it, they overcompensated. They put like real arcade controls into that Marvel Superheroes cabs. They said they put real controls into the Killer Instinct Pro, but that one was, unfortunately, those controls sucked. So that is Arcade One Up in a nutshell. Like for years, I still like Arcade One Ups. I still have a bunch. I'm still happy with specifically the ones I got. I don't like the direction they're gone in now with changing the shape, But like whenever they do anything, they overcompensate. We asked for shirts. We were like, just make shirts with a logo on it that says Arcade One Up. I will buy one. Then they could never do that. It was a shirt with like a dragon on it, and like the logo was sideways with blood on it. It's just, it's like the company doesn't have any fucking common sense. Like they can't just go one step up and be like, oh, you just want less shitty Samlog clones. But instead, all they hear is we're going to put in like, oh, we can't put in competition grade buttons. Nobody's asking you to.
Well, they
Right.
Just
they were
put in
packing,
slightly better buttons.
Right.
they were packing in the stupid fatigue mats or the stools at some
Oh,
point.
well,
It's like, well,
that's
who gives a shit about that stuff? Give me better buttons. Give me better controls. I'd much rather have that than the uncomfortable stool that hurts my ass. You know, it's like,
Speaking of that, let's
those
get-
stools. I
let's get your
disagree.
real
Those
opinion.
stools are awesome.
Blue,
I
do you
disagree
I
on
don't know.
that.
Maybe I have one of the early ones because I sit on those things more 2 minutes. And it's like my ass is
Blue,
killing me.
do you want a stool or do you want arcade better controls? Speak. What do you want? Speak.
I heard stool.
Speak. Speak.
Man, he said anti-fatigue mat. I can't believe this.
Last chance. You want this? Speak. Good enough, I guess. Oh, he's down. He's down. So let's switch gears here for a second. Glenn got something in the mail today, in fact. Glenn, do you want to show up what you received today?
I did.
Whoa!
The new Game Station Go, Atari Game Station Go.
So what did you pay for that, if I may ask?
You know, I'm really bad at this. What is it? Was it 189? Is that what they go for? Right now, I have to look it up. See, you're
You don't
asking
know
me
what,
questions.
you don't
like,
know
come
what you
on.
paid? Is your wife
I just
listening?
buy
Is your wife in
shit.
the room? Is your wife behind you?
No, so I got to look it up. I'm horrible.
It's like
with these
$200,
things.
isn't it?
I think it's I think that's what it was. Let me
Oh,
look it up.
$179.99. I think the price
There you
point
go.
is.
Okay, yeah. So like 185 with
I'm
tax
just
and
gonna
something
I'm
like
just gonna
that.
text that to your wife, Glenn.
I sneak more shit in. I'm like Carl's Detroit Love's wife with his wife. It's like I'll sneak shit into the house and not tell her.
So I'm not the biggest My Arcade guy. Like I really like their pole position. I thought that was excellent. I'm looking forward to Outrun. I would love if they modified the shape of their cabinets a little bit to make them more arcade accurate. Like honestly, the screens are good. The batteries are fine. It's just some stuff I don't like because my personal taste. But that thing there interests me so much. The fact that you have a handheld that has a spinner and a trackball on it is just so rad. Like it's such a dial pad too. So cool.
Yeah,
I am
I've
big on
never
that too. I agree.
I've never owned any of the My Arcade. This is my first product, and I gotta say I'm pretty impressed. There's some things I like and don't like about it. So kind of my first impressions of the trackball, it works well. It's a little oversensitive. I think the one thing and they can easily address this in a firmware update is add sensitivity. Like, how Games has their sensitivity for the trackball. You go into the menu and do that. I'd like to see sensitivity for that in the paddle. The paddle feels good, but it feels like it's a little undersensitive, and the trackball feels a little oversensitive, but they do work well. The D-pad though is very impressive. I usually on a lot of these things, the D-pads are they're like super cheap. The D-pad is nice and clicky, feels really, really good. The buttons feel really decent and are nice and clicky for your ABXY. There's not a whole lot of give. I wish they were a little bit bigger because my fingers are big, but for the triggers and the your triggers up on the top, but they work well. The screen is fantastic. I mean, size wise, I'd say it's about the size of a Switch 2.
Wow.
But it's nice and bright. I've got the screen, it defaults about 50%, and it's really, really bright. Let's switch it on. You can kind of see. Well, I'm going to kill my light here for a second so you can see it. Maybe it'll be less
Hold on,
reflection.
I'm gonna supersize you.
Yeah. It's coming on. You should get the splash screen in a second. I don't know. This is not going to do it justice on camera, but
The splash screen will come up in another 8, 9, 10 minutes. Oh, there it is.
There you go. And then, of course, you've got your menus in there. Oh yeah, I can bring it a little closer.
Oh my God, Glenn. Oh, it's so bright.
But it's super, super clear. The screen, I mean, really, really good.
Yeah.
quality. I was very, very impressed with it. With the exception of your what do you call it? The Recharge series, which are already 16:9. You can go into any of the games, and you can switch the aspect ratio between widescreen and native. By default, they go native. I mean, that's the only way to play them, in my opinion, anyway. If you're gonna play anything vintage, but it's really well done. The menu system, the help tips, everything on there. It's actually really well thought out. Very impressed. I know I saw Gen X Grown Ups review of it, and there are a couple of games that have some bugs, like Miss Pac-Man. I guess there's some issues with, or Pac-Man. There's some issues with it. There's a couple of games that have a few bugs. Those are things that they could all fix in a firmware update. And it has Wi-Fi, and they have alluded to that they're going to add some additional games and things like that, or fixes. So I think that we'll see some changes. I mean, just from the early iteration, the prototype that Gen X Grown Up had, and they took his feedback and they fixed the paddle. So it's more free spinning. So they've been really listening to the feedback. So I think it's a good sign. But overall, I'm very, very impressed. I already did sideload it. Confirmed for anybody that's interested. I can confirm that these, main games, of course, work on it. What's interesting though, when you do main games like Missile Command, the trackball and the spinner are not working on main games.
That's too
I
bad.
did check it thinking initially I had a ROM that didn't support it. It just, for whatever reason, doesn't pick up on it.
I'm sure
Atari
that'll be
2600.
something that's fixed. I'm sure that's definitely fixable.
Yeah, I'm sure. Atari 2600 games, it's weird because it's hit or miss. Some games will work with the paddle and some don't. Like Breakout did, Kaboom doesn't. So I thought, well, maybe
how
is
could they
it just,
screw up Kaboom?
well, I'm thinking, could it be just the first party games for some weird reason? But then I tried it, and there's some that just don't work with the spinner. 5200, 7800 games work. Game Gear works. Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Lynx. What's cool about Atari Lynx is you can switch the screen, so from vertical to horizontal. So games like the Gauntlet game plays in the correct ratio. It's a little weird though, because then the joystick's on the top and your buttons are on the bottom, but it is playable. And then Neo Geo Pocket Color, NES, PC Engine, PlayStation 1 plays very good. That plays perfect. Sega Genesis, Sega Master System, Sega CD, Super Nintendo, and the Wonder Swan Color. Now, Dreamcast plays, but it has no sound and the frame rate is not full. But otherwise, all of the other ones play really well from what I've tried so far.
Not bad. Now, does it have Wi-Fi in that thing?
It has Wi-Fi, so they could completely update the firmware. In fact, they actually tell you to enter in your Wi-Fi to get future firmware updates, and it'll prompt you automatically if there's an update. When I got this one, it already was up to date. I checked, so it had the latest firmware on it. And I could say too, because I have a 512 gig SD card in it, because I had loaded, it was over 300 gigs worth of stuff. It will support a 512 gig card. So, I mean, if you wanted to blow it away with tons of stuff on there, you wouldn't need that. I mean, realistically, you could put your best of on like a 128 gig card and that'd be fine.
See, for me, that I will probably get that when I see it on sale for under 100. Maybe give it a year. What do you think, Mike?
Do you think it'll ever go down that much?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. I think
that's a huge price decrease.
Well, it was.
I'm not familiar.
Is it $179 now? You said, Glenn, you paid?
Right, yeah, 170. I could see it eventually going down to like 150. I don't know if it would go under 100.
Oh, I'll take that bet.
I don't know. Although I am surprised that
I will double you on that. If it goes down to $100, I'll buy it for you.
Oh, there you go.
And I'll buy one.
That's my bet. No, you get one. I'll buy one for you.
I'll buy one for you back. Now,
yeah. But I like the ecosystem they're building. They have coming out in December a gamepad, which is $60, has all the same controls, so you can hook it up to this, which is affordable. I mean, I figured something like that they could have charged more for. And then they have their arcade stick, which I think is going to be about the same price, and it has 6 buttons on it. To me, the only missed opportunity, because there are some games like Berserk Recharge, which was a twin stick game. It uses the buttons for the second joystick because there is no second joystick. I mean, it's playable, but it's not ideal. Is I would have liked to have seen on the arcade stick coming out it having 2 joysticks built on it. Since you already have the gamepad, is built like that. I would have liked to have seen the arcade stick be a little bit bigger, 2 sticks with the trackball, um, the dial pad and the 6 buttons. That would have been good, but
One
I
miss.
think that's the only missed opportunity.
I think a miss on it is it should have something like a switch where you can swap the spinner and the trackball. Like I saw some people in the comments saying they wanted the spinner like on the right side. Me too. I'm not gonna be great with the spinner on the left. I'd be spinner on the right. It would have been nice if almost like the Atari Lynx. You could even
Yeah,
just do the flip. Hit a couple buttons and flip it over to do something like that. But hey, it's still. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna complain
yeah.
because they're at least doing what I've been saying for years. At least they put a trackball on there and a spinner on there and the controllers, so you have the
Yeah.
option. Now, what
But
I
it
need to
feels
do.
very good quality. I mean, it's
It's
pretty
hard.
impressive. It's a
It's
lot
sturdy
lighter than I
plastic.
expected.
It's
Yeah,
clear,
and
it's
you
sturdy
sons of
plastic.
bitches and your sturdy plastic.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't even consider that, Glenn. Now that you mention it, like I mean, most of the trackball games I play, I use my right hand for the trackball too.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's wild.
It's gonna be a little hard. So if they did a
Yeah.
Lynx, do a firmware. Just do it.
But
Basic fun.
but if
Do a
you're
firmware
playing with it
update to flip
handheld,
it.
right? Think about it. If you're playing Missile Command handheld, it feels pretty natural because here's your buttons up here, and then your thumb.
Glenn,
So I mean,
you're
with the way
lying.
you're
It's
holding it,
sucky. It's wrong, Glenn. Just admit it. It's wrong.
You're shilling it, Glenn.
You're
You're
shilling
shilling
it.
it.
Damn it.
hey, I did not get this for free. I paid my own money for it. So.
Completely glazed over all the glitches and said that's fine. They'll just
No, well,
use
look, I mean,
upgrade."
these are my first impressions. I'll probably do a more thorough review, but I have to admit, for first impressions, I'm pretty impressed with it. I mean, my
I'm
selling
pretty
point,
excited for this one too.
I'm a complete whore for any of their recharge games. You could put anything out with the recharge name, I will buy it sight unseen. So actually, that's why I bought it, was just because of those on it.
Well, good news. I hope you have about $15,000 because Alan One just announced they're doing a Gravatar recharge
Saw
machine.
those.
So
I
come on,
I
Glenn.
would kill to have those, and I've yet to see one live out in the wild. I'm dying to play, because God forbid David Buster's will actually have arcade machines any longer.
I think I played the demo of the Lunar Lander. I don't think I played anything else on the Recharge series. Whatever was on the
Oh,
Atari
they're great.
VCS, whatever they gave you with that, I think I played. That's about it.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun, and I'm hoping they'll eventually start doing an Intellivision recharge series.
Well, they did
Ooh,
buy
that'd
the
be cool.
Intellivision property, so I would hope that they would too. Even an Intellivision Mini. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
I really would.
We have some M Network games on this. I mean, that's the closest we'll get for television, being added to this. I haven't actually tried to sideload that or ColecoVision just out of the hell of it to see if any of those happen to have emulators that supported on this. If anything, I'd be surprised. Wouldn't be too surprised if they snuck in a television emulator on this. I'm going to probably try that later tonight.
Well, it'll be nice to see what the community can do with this. Like you talked about some of the main games not working. Like I'm hoping
Yeah.
this gets picked up in popularity. A lot of people glaze over this, but one of the reasons like At Games was so successful with the ALU was the community support, the community jumping on it, modding it, putting stuff on there. So, there's a life for these products
Yeah.
if you let the community do it. And I'm sorry for going back, Clem, but it's one of the things that's disappointing about Basic Fun possibly locking down the cabinet, taking the SD card slot out, because you know what? If a community mods it, that's probably the best thing that could happen to that cab, right? And you get your characters back and people be interested again. So, yeah, you got to have community support.
Yeah, and I know with their Game Station Pro that they had that was put out, there was a community firmware update that allowed them to do more stuff. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that somebody comes along and does something with this once it's out for a while.
Okay, we're down.
You mean Coder, are you listening?
The show is going extremely quick. One more topic we got to talk about is Tron Ares. And I put I put a thing in here, and so far 36% say they're going to see it, but 64 saying no. I have to admit, I'm on the fence because first of all, I don't want to give Disney my money. That's like my first thing. But I've seen too many professional reviews giving it 1 star, 2 stars, saying that the story is absolute horrible story. Now, as far as was it Jay Leno? Is that the guy's name? I really don't know the guy. Is that his name?
Jared Leto.
Jared
Yeah.
Leto, Jay Leno.
Jay
Close.
Leno.
Jay
That'd be
Leno.
funny to see Jay
Hey,
Leno in
Jay
it.
Leno.
Hey
Hey,
guys,
we talk about over here.
we're
I'm gonna
going
go with my
into the
life cycle over here. So I don't
going
know
into
the
the
guy that
server.
much. I don't know the guy that much. But I guess my problem is with the story is, we had the first Tron, you went inside the machine. Flynn's atoms are kept in the laser beam, and they were held there, and he went in. Now, in the second film, his son went in, but also Sam and the original Flynn, I guess, both were in there, right? So when Sam came out and Cora came out, Cora would have used his father's atoms because he died in the machine. So I said, okay, that's how she got out. How are all these people coming out? How do they have a recognizer come out? It's just, I get it's a movie, and Glenn, movies are not meant like, Star Wars, not real. Battlestar Galactica, not real. So are you really putting that on Tron? I kind of am, because they're not explaining anything from what I'm hearing in these reviews. They're just, you sit down, you watch the pretty sounds and lights, and I do hear 9 Inch Nails. Like, people are giving an extra star just because 9 Inch Nails. Like, it was a 4. They're giving it a 5 out of 10 because of 9 Inch Nails. What do you guys think?
I don't know if they really need to explain the atoms and how all that works. You just assume advances in technology and artificial substance and different things like that, they can make this work. That's the best way I could say it. Advances in
Suspension of
technology
disbelief.
allows for it to happen. Well, there's the suspension of disbelief, but just like the advancements in replication. I mean, you talked about it tonight, Glenn, 3D printer. What's to say that they haven't created, some kind of device that can create atoms?
And like Game Fridge is right. Tron Legacy was a good movie. I mean, I still like the original the most, but Tron Legacy was a very good movie, and they ignored it. It's like that movie never existed. Sam didn't exist. Cora didn't exist. That whole storyline didn't exist. And like Disney they had a story built in for the next movie. Just continue along. What happened to Cora when they came out? How did she change things? Or she did not? Was she being persecuted here? Could they get busy? I mean, I'm assuming they did.
Well, that's what I was interested in. Like, what happens when a human mates with like one of these creatures?
Because we
like,
need to know, because we're going to be doing it next 5 or 6 years. Fembots are coming.
Some of us have already started.
I got my 3D printer right over there. I'm getting ready. I got the the TPU, which is a little flexible material. I'm game. Yeah. I'm getting going. But I don't know. It's like, I don't know if Glenn, are you gonna go see it? I think you said you were gonna see it in like IMAX.
I'm on the fence. I was thinking about if I go to see it, I might just wait and drag you along. I was interested in seeing it in 4DX because I'm like, this seems like if the movie sucks, it'll just be more fun in 4DX.
And Michael B, is this something you've been interested in seeing at all?
No, zero interest.
No.
I love Tron. I'm gonna go down on my 77-inch TV probably later this week. Turn on the original Tron, have a blast with it, and then I will continue living my life. Go down in my basement, play my Tron arcade game a bunch of times. I'm good. But I'm gonna wait. Maybe I'll watch this movie. Maybe illegally through streaming.
I'm gonna see it this way. Arg. Now, Michael B, do you find you enjoy the original classic from '82 better or the 2010 better?
The original. The original is the only movie I really like out of it. Yeah,
absolutely.
Excellent.
No comparison.
Oh, see, it looks like the B, was it Nino Brown, is going to see what you would do, Glenn, 4DX. That's what Glenn, he was trying to drag me into 4DX. I think this weekend.
What is 4DX?
4DX, it's 3D, moving seats, and then they've got like light effects, wind effects. If the movie has rain, there's rain effects. I saw Jaws in 4DX. It was incredible.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Do they have any porns in 4DX by chance?
I'm there if they do.
Yeah.
Like, well, they
got this new thing now, and maybe that's the same thing you're talking about, where you go to see movies in like the sphere type thing, and like the movie is all around
Vegas. That's the sphere. Yeah, the actual, it's called the sphere, which is even. Yeah, I don't know if the seats move in that, but it's like, it's 360 degree around.
Oh, that's wild. I watch wrestling. I'm a big nerd. So they're talking about doing these live events in these things now and giving you like 360 views from your seat in the performance. And that is something that's really cool. I would love to see that come to VR eventually, I don't know. I know they do concerts in VR, but I would love like this ability to be in like a stadium watching a show in VR and turn around, see the audience behind you, get to feel like you're actually there while watching like a match or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't think I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, tomorrow, I'm here, or like, I don't know. I'm just torn. I just seen some people in the chat are like, no, Glenn, it was good. I enjoyed it. But every review I'm seeing, they're just trashing the hell out of it. Not that reviewers are good, but these are other YouTubers, some regular guys just saying, I went and saw it, and was like, it was just bad. It was like, I was bored. The story was bad. I don't know. And Jared Leno, I'll make sure I remember that. Not
Jared Leto. Letto.
Like
Leto.
I said, Jay Leno. Jay Leno. How they
Jay
got
Leno.
the guy in there? I don't think they got the guy in there. Oh, yeah, super chat tonight.
Well, it was actually supposed to be Conan O'Brien, but
that would have been actually Rosie O'Donnell. She threw her in there. Green Sammy, down payment on the future filament Fembot. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's coming. We'll be able to 3D print any woman we want at some point. Then that's how AI. I'm telling you, that's how AI is. It's not going to murder us. It's not going to launch the nukes. It's going to make. I know Michael B. You have to get over Super Gamer dudes. It's really
going to knock us to death.
It's all it's going to do. It's all it's going to do.
Anyways, Glenn, before I go, I do want to go back to the basic foam thing again, because you glossed over all the worst parts of it. Like the stuff I actually really wanted to complain about was the fact that this comes with no deck protector. Some of the decks, the art color is wrong. The art color is grayer than it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be
rubbing
black.
off?
No one said it's rubbed off yet. P-Dubs has a chip on his, but there's no deck protector and there's no rub resistant stuff. So that's what I'm really upset with. I mean, this was basic day one arcade one-up stuff. If somebody worked with Think Up, how do you not remember 2017, 2018, when you had to send out thousands of deck protectors to everybody who bought a cabinet because you didn't put rub resistant some kind of overlay over your controller artwork? And like, they didn't. It's wild. Like I don't know what to say about that. The other thing I actually am really excited about, Glenn, and I need you to be positive. I need you to come back. I know you absolutely hate these companies now, but Obi-Wan Kenobi, we need you. They've got a centipede. It looks like it might be a piece of shit. The first video they put out, it was how to fix your trackball. Glenn, we're going to need you to get back in the game, buddy. We need trackballs. Come on.
You know, I talked about it the past couple of weeks. I know, Glenn, and that's why you're on tonight. You guys are trying to help me. I am definitely in a downward spiral with my content, with the channel. I'm hoping I'm going away for a week. Maybe I just need a time away because I've been doing so many things between YouTube and all these companies and everything. So maybe I just need to get away for a while. But I'm trying to get my mind back into it. It's like I just don't have. I've been doing this now over 10. My channel was 10 years of videos 2 weeks ago. I was doing it 10 years, 937 videos. And, you know, I feel burned out. I do. And even before I did the show tonight, people were saying, Glenn, listen, you need a break, take a break, you know. And that's going to be next week because I'm going to be gone all week. I won't be on next Friday. So it'll really be like 2 weeks before I come back. But I'm still working on the FU. Just put that. I'm working on the FU. It's got nothing to do with the FU. The FU, I'm really pushing my team, and they're really getting mad at me. That might be a little bit of it too, because I want this thing. When this thing comes out, I want it to be Tron of machines, not the Tron Ares of machines. How's that sound? I want this thing really to come out.
That sounds good.
And that sounds good. And I've been reaching out to Shiloh. I still want everyone to give good thoughts out to Shiloh. He's still hurting a lot from the accident, and he's trying to get back on his feet to get everything back going on there. And you know, I don't know. I just think maybe the vacation will help. And I appreciate it, Michael B, that you said that, and Glenn coming on tonight. I appreciate all the people in the chat here, just because it's fun. I mean, the live shows are fun when I'm not ruining the audio or doing something really retarded on the show. But I do appreciate you guys, and I don't want you guys to think for a second that I am not so thankful to each one of you out there. And to my friends, all the fellow content creators. Glenn is always hitting me up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Glenn. But Mike, I know you have to get over to Super Gamer Dudes. I'm going to let you go.
Oh no, I'm not worried about that. This is the A show. That's the B show.
Great.
So, Glenn, I've shared with you personally. I've been on YouTube since 2011, and I've been you know, I've taken many breaks. Situations come up. Sometimes you need some time away. I hope you don't do that. But if you do need to do it for your mental health, do it, man. We'll all be here waiting for you when you come back. And when you take your break, just like Glenn, and a lot of other people in the community, I'm here to chat. And like you do what's right for you. But at the same time, selfishly, we do need you. And maybe I'll make a little bit of a joke now because we're going to be talking about this on Super Game Room Dudes later tonight. You're stressed out. You've got like this FU coming out. And then still, even though all that's going on, you're like, yeah, I'm going to do a 720 controller too. So, I mean, you have nobody to blame for yourself, but
that's true. And the 720 controller, the Paperboy controller, those things were being worked on for a long time anyway. The reason I posted what I posted was mostly from you actually, because I like when my Tron stick came out, Michaels likes it because like it's too small, and he's not wrong. We designed that Tron stick for a 3/4 scale machine, so it didn't stick up this far in front of your display. So I just want to make sure when we do this controller, it not only works the right way, it also feels and it's a good size, I guess, basically. So it might be with the 26-inch on the FU, and now it's with this post. And thankfully, I have someone sending us an original so we can really literally compare feel, size, weight. So I just want it to come out right. And you're right, I do it to myself because I don't like letting people down. I don't letting down my friends, my family, and you guys I consider friends and family out there, which is why I'm stressed about it because I don't want to like disappear because I don't want to let you guys down. And on the other side of the coin, I just think I need maybe a little time, like a parent saying, I need to go for a drive and then come back maybe.
Yeah, I can't wait to get away from my kids. It feels like they're always right behind me.
So I do appreciate that. And again, I get a lot of emails from people telling me the same thing. But as a content creator, Michael, and it's funny. There's actually a YouTube ad saying, YouTube creators, if you're not creating, you feel like you got to be creating. You feel like you always got to be posting videos. And it's a sickness, and it's absolutely true. When you're not posting stuff, you feel like every minute you see something, I got to post something like right away. And I just can't get myself to do it. But fortunately for this show, we can talk a little bit, and I can feel a bit better about it. And I love you guys too, which is why I do what I do. I appreciate the kind thoughts. Glenn basically tells me to fucking leave. Glenn's been telling me just to get the fuck out of here.
I'm telling you, you've got some dark people in your ears trying to rile up trouble for you. I think Glenn's one of them personally.
On this one real quick, I actually told my team I think we should have them numbered, especially ones who were purchased during the Kickstarter. And there may be signing involved. I'm not sure. They
have like those giant plates like they put on the front of the ALPs, like those big giant plates just right in the middle, smack like right so you can't miss them.
I'm thinking maybe we do a what is it called? Liquid paper? Was it e-ink? This way we can, have a display come up, and come across the screen with stuff. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Is that the same thing?
I'm going to say something 100% gross and terrible, but I'm going to say it and then I'm going to go because
have you lick everyone?
No. I'm going to say include a black light with all those special cabs and leave some of your DNA in each one.
Sign it.
No. One gets the DNA, and whoever gets that machine gets something special.
Oh, it's like a Jackson Pollock painting in here.
There was a meme I saw on Facebook. When a girl comes back from girls' night out, have her open her mouth and point the black light in and see if she was,
Oh Jesus!
That was like. Damn.
And on that note,
then we have Cammy's probably still in the chat. Cammy, I'm so sorry.
But he'll make sure it's not yours, Cammy. Don't worry.
But we are talking about definitely having them numbered, and my team has been talking about flying me out to China to see, to go out there, maybe sign a couple of machines, but we've all been so busy. And
that's rad. Have you ever been there before?
China, only down the street. China Star, where I get my Chinese food.
Oh yeah, well that's something to look forward to, Glenn. That's cool as hell.
Well, it's not set in stone. Like they definitely offer. They want me to come out, but it's a long flight, and I'm sure coming from America this day and age with this trade war going on, I'm a treasure of this country. China may literally imprison me as a political prisoner over there. So I got to be pretty careful.
Political refugee.
That's right. That's right. I mean,
we
me
need Glenn
and Trump are
kicking
like
it old
this,
school
you know? I don't
in
know.
China.
I mean, PK, maybe PK can help me out there. I don't know, but I could be trapped out there, and I have to come back to my job.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyways, I should go to this other show that I'm on. Like, I don't know.
Well, again,
but I had a blast here, Glenn, and I loves you. So
I appreciate it.
Take care of yourself.
Blue
and come
does
back when
too.
you're ready.
There goes your last one. You're done, fat boy. So, Glenn, I want to thank you for joining and showing off your new little console there. We'll talk about it a little bit later. Michael B, go over to Super Gamer Dudes, give everyone a big hi for me. And I appreciate you both, and I appreciate everyone here in the chat for just lifting up my spirits a little bit. I'm leaving Sunday. Cole and I are going to Orlando, down to Florida for the week. You may hear a little bit post, may not. I don't know. I'm really trying to disconnect. But between now and then, remember to always tell family and friends, and your daughter might be right behind you, that you love them.
Love you, kid.
There we go. That's what I want to hear. Blue, I love you too, buddy. So remember you tell that, because tomorrow is never promised. But in between those times, absolutely, don't buy the basic fun unit. Don't watch Trinaries. And game on.
Gluing on cartridges, hidden reset. 8-bit dreams, can't lose that bet. Floppy disks and arcade lights. Pac-Man, Frogger, we're playing all night. Simpsons in the background, neon in the air. 80s vibes, man, we didn't care. VHS tapes, staying up too late. Saturday cartoons, can't wait to escape. Dial-ups humming, we're hacking the code. Back when everything was in upload mode. Atari, Commodore, pixels on screen. Living in the future was more than a dream. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll and roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. MTV playing our favorite jams, moonwalking with MJ, Neon Slam. Ghostbusters gear, we're ready to go. Chasing slasher scenes, fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean. Night Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring them. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes, antics, pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in the pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights, we ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high-score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how